Hey, it's Chris Lyon. In case you missed it, Google Me all over the news this week, and all depending on a tweet from Kevin Rose saying, Google will launch Facebook competitor. Very soon, Google Me, very credible source. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at, is Google Me a reality? Number two, why Google Me will succeed and why it could just as easily fail. And number three, I have my top 10 predictions for very powerful marketing features in Google Me that will save you time and make you money. And I think you'll all agree, time is money. So let's get started. Kevin Rose posted this tweet June 26th. Last week he was on Leo Laporte's YouTube channel saying that someone asked him to take the tweet down, and he did. Well, that only leads credence to the legitimacy of the fact that this came from a credible source. Secondly, Adam D'Angelo, former Facebook CTO, or founder and developer, said that from his sources he felt it was fact. Pretty powerful stuff there. But third, Google owns the domain googleme.com, and they own every last extension all the way down to the .biz and the .infos. They even had a site up spitting out some huge traffic for about 7 days. It was a one-page wall type site, and it only had one user. That tells me that there is a huge demo of a very pre-beta, pre-alpha version of Google Me being looked at by large numbers of people at Google. So, I'm treating Google Me as fact. Let's take a look at whether or not it will succeed. One reason that Google's social networking features will ultimately succeed is it goes right to the top at Google. Scoble was at Google I.O. Larry Page pulled him aside and thanked him for using and promoting Google+. When Google social networking applications are of such a concern at the very, very top level of Google, like Larry Page, Google will simply keep chipping away at that block of stone until all that's left is the perfect social networking site. However, they could fail. Look at how they mismarketed Google Wave as a social platform. Look at the privacy backlash they got on Google Buzz. Look at how Google Front Connect was so powerful, but they were never able to link it into a wall-type high-traffic site like Facebook does with their gadgets. So, Google, you got to do this one right. If you, for the third time in a row, are seen as a failure, as you were with Google Front Connect, Google Buzz, and Google Wave, even though we know they truly are not failures, if you are deemed as a failure with Google Me, it's all over. Facebook gets a knockout by TKO, by no-show. If you get nothing but negativity on Google Me, take your toys and go home, Google. Nextly, let's look at why it could be a success again, because 3 million college students are going to school this fall, and they're using Google Apps for their college email. They're using it for their document application provider in Google Docs, and they're showing up with Google Wave waiting for them as a collaboration platform. So we've got over 3 million U.S. college students growing up Google. We've got 4 million more outside the U.S. Google can simply sit back and churn out smart, highly skilled Google users for the next 10 years, and then they'll still own the marketplace. So, let's move on to my top 10 Google Me time-saving, money-making social features. Now, I love Google Reader. I don't have time to use it every day, but I would if Google Reader alerts to new blog posts, friends sharing, comments, likes, and new follower alerts were all in one place, a Google Me wall. Google Buzz, again, get your new posts, your likes, your followers, who your friends have publicly followed, who's following you, all in one place. A Google Me wall. Google Friend Connect, see new blogs your friends followed, and their friends will see their following of your blogs, just like the like gadget in Facebook. Google embedded into the Google Friend Connect idea if Facebook never allowed it to integrate into their wall. Hence, Google Friend Connect, a very powerful platform, was stranded with nowhere to go. YouTube, same thing. See the new videos, see the new channels your friends subscribe to, their comments, the videos they rated, and the videos they favorited. Google Alerts, no longer clogging up my Gmail. I want to see them in my Google Meet wall. Public Google Waves could become very valuable again if they were aggregated to a Google Meet wall. Comments on blogs, no matter what the commenting engine, Discus, Blogger, Twitter, WordPress, it doesn't matter. This is very important. Pay close attention to this. This is the most powerful feature Google could bring to a Google Meet wall. Through the Google Social Graph, you tell Google what blogs you own, what Twitter and other social profiles are yours. Google's instant real-time indexing, now much faster with Google Caffeine, very important there too, another piece of the pie, could bring your friends' comments from all over the web with no action taken on their part. The conversations they carry on, where things you want to participate on are occurring on blogs to your Google Meet wall. When Google Meet users comment on your blog, their friends see their comment on your blog on their wall. See how it's going to benefit you? The big difference between a Facebook and a Google Meet wall is the massive server resources that Google has. All told, Google has more server resources than Microsoft, Yahoo, and Facebook put together. Not to mention their social graph is built on their search spiders. The difference here between Facebook and Google is you have to tell Facebook what's going on. Google already knows and now knows instantly with Google Caffeine, the new indexing, the new file structure, and Google now twice as fast as it ever was. Now think about how Google, with their huge demographic map in their back pocket, could use this to help us find new content. They could suggest new blogs to follow, new BuzzFeeds to follow, all based on your friends list and the popularity of them. And this is your real friends list. You know, your Google contacts. They already do this in Google Reader. The recommendation is already built. They started showing it off back in 2008, back when we were the first ones to break the news that Google was launching a social network based on your Gmail contacts. Now, your Google contacts. Google Latitude updates. I'm sure many of you use Foursquare, Gowalla. I myself prefer Google Latitude. But you can see in a Google Meet wall where all of your friends are sharing their locations from. And it doesn't matter whether it's Foursquare, Gowalla, or Latitude. Google Meet will simply aggregate them all. Of course, we'll have Gtalk, or the Gchat web version, SMS text messaging directly to our friends' phones, video chat, and Google Voice, all in a Google Meet wall. Think about all of your friends' tweets, Ping FM, Friend Feed, your public Facebook updates, StumbleUpon, Dig, and every other social marketing application, all in one place, supplying you with a social dashboard of what your best real friends are doing online. Now think about the coming Google acquisition of ITA Software, the leading provider of flight information from airlines to travel websites, is being acquired by Google for $700 million. As it stands, the deal would marry the world's leading internet search provider with a crucial link to the online flight reservation process, just like Kayak, Orbitz, and Expedia. Also take into account your search history, the locations you posted from your videos from, the location of your family around the world. Google could easily offer you the lowest airfare on the spot to where you want to go. Not to mention, there's 160,000 Android phones being activated every day. That comes to me from Google. So, I want to know what you think would be very powerful in a Google Meet interface. And the name, I vote for Google Pi. You know, like the mathematical pi, the unending number. I want to hear why you think Google will succeed. I want to hear why you think it will fail. And if you got a better name, we want to hear that too. I'll see it on the Google Meet. Hopefully soon. It's been Chris Lang for the gwave.net.